Hey, what's up guys? Today I'm going to be going over a deck profile for the Qliphort deck. It's an oldie but a goodie. Not too many people play pendulums anymore. There's not a lot of support for them. The sulfur chords just came out, which is really awesome. But as far as Qliphorts go, there hasn't been really any support in a long time. This deck was running pretty crazy back in the day with like Burning Abyss and Necros and that kind of stuff going on, like 2016. It was pretty crazy back then. I remember Disc was like $30, $40 card. And now it's just a couple of bucks. All this stuff was pretty expensive back in the day. Since pendulums have been pretty nerfed recently, there's only so much you can do with them, and you really need to rely on extenders like the Qliphort Genius. It's really going to be able to get your pendulums coming off the extra deck and get back in the field and stuff. Anyway, so starting off the deck profile here, we have 3 Qliphort Carrier. This is one of the guys where you tribute him off, and pretty much he gets to bounce a monster back, so he's pretty cool. Then you're also going to play 3 of the Helix. Same attack and defense as the Carrier, it just has a different effect. When he's tributed, you get to pop a spell or trap card. So another cool one just for, disrupting the opponent's board. Next one is Disc. Disc is, I don't know if it's one of the best anymore. I think it used to be like considered one of the better ones, but basically you summon him out and he can summon like 2 other ones depending how he's summoned. And all the Qliphort cards, you can normal summon them from your hand. They just go down to 1800. Instead of the, like whatever they have. This guy's got 2800, I think these have like 2400, so you can normal summon them out, they just get a little bit weaker. The whole concept of this deck is to be able to like play your guys and then negate their effects so they go back up to their normal attack power. That's kind of how they run. Next we got 3 Stealth. Stealth is probably my favorite one, it's really cool. I might play this at 2, 3 is kind of a lot. Same with Disc. Disc, I don't know, some people play 2, I like the 3. Well, the Stealth, yeah, you could definitely get away with 2. Next we have a couple of vanillas here. We have the Monolith. And then we have the Scout. Scout is probably, I don't know, I would say it's the best Qliphort card. Basically, you put it in a pendulum zone, and then you get to search a card, pay 800, and then you get to search basically any Qliphort card. I think that's one of the better effects because it really gets your combo pieces in your hand to be able to get off the higher level monsters or get off, your double summons or whatever you need to do. Play 1 Qliphort Shell. It's just kind of nice to have one card that has piercing. 1 Qliphort Towers. I don't play the other card that's like the big boss monster. I think it kind of sucks. This guy's really crazy. He's super hard to get over. So super, like if you can get him out, like that's pretty much game. Next up we have Vanity's Fiend. He's another good tribute summon monster, and his effect just basically locks down special summons. You don't special summon a lot with this deck anyway. So he's going to really negate the opponent's combos and stuff. Last monster here is going to be Perform Repel Trampolines. It has a really cool combo you can do with Scout where you get to use Scout's effect twice because it's kind of like a soft once per turn. So he's pretty cool to run 1 in. Some people run 2 in the deck. I think 1's fine. That's it for the monsters. Moving on to the spells. First off, you're going to play 3 Sacrifice. Basically it makes your Qliphort monster not destroyed by battle, and then when it dies you get to search. So it's kind of cool. 3 Laser Cleap. That basically allows you to normal summon twice per turn. 3 Limiter Removal for your OTK and just powering up and doing crazy stuff. 2 Summoner's Art to search your vanillas. I would almost play this at 3. It's a really good card just to like search stuff out of the deck and get your combo pieces again. Might move it up to 3 depending. 1 Pot of Riches. You don't want to draw this first turn. You probably don't even want to draw it second turn. If you see this like kind of grind game like 3, 4, or 5 turns in, that's when it's going to be a really good card to be able to recycle some of your stuff and then get to draw a couple of cards. Just we'll play 1 of it because you really don't want to get it in your first hand. Next up is Harpy's Feather Duster. With your big monsters going for the life points, you want to make sure they don't have any back row, so you're going to wipe that stuff out so you can go right for the damage. 1 Defissure. This is a really good card because you're not really going to have any graveyard effects going on. You're pretty much going to have 0 graveyard effects going on. I don't play any hand traps in this deck. So basically play a Defissure and then it disrupts like a lot of decks because a lot of decks have graveyard effects. 1 Call by the Grave, just because hand traps hit this deck pretty hard. Skill Drain, probably the most important card in the deck to negate your guys' effects and then get them boosted up to their regular attack power and then really just disrupt the opponent. Sucks we can only play one skill drain because it just goes crazy in this deck. But they have their own trap card, the YUGIOH Qliphort. It's kind of like a skill drain. It's not quite as good. It affects different monsters by like their level. So, and it's only one for one turn. But it's like a skill drain, just not quite as good. That is it for the main deck. For the extra deck, I only play 2 cards in it, the Qliphort Genius, just 2 of them. I hardly even ever use this. It pretty much is just like if you're going to be pendulum summoning a lot, you got your 2 arrows so you can kind of extend your pendulum summons if they're coming off the extra deck. That's pretty much the only thing I use this for. It's not a very good card, and there's not a lot of cards you really want to like XYZ into or anything like that. You pretty much just run the main deck just like you'd play Monarchs or something. So that is it for my Qliphort deck profile. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you liked the video, be sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel.